This video is sponsored by Lowen Piano House. Top 5 beginner piano mistakes that you are making that are ruining your piano games. Taught by a person who ruins his piano games all the time. Tip number 1. Bad posture and finger technique. A lot of you guys, when you're playing piano, you might be playing like this, all bent over, with your fingers all flat, like you're that little guy in the Lord of the Rings that just wants the ring. And then you play piano like... That looks absolutely ridiculous. Let's not even talk about the piano playing that. Who wants to watch someone play piano like this? We want to be like Gandalf, the prince. Sit nice and straight in the center of the piano with our fingers curved. Because if we play with our fingers flat, it feels like we're cleaning the piano, and that's not what we want. Why we want to keep our body straight is because so we can use our whole body strength when pressing down on the piano. And why we want to keep our fingers curved is so that we can feel the precision of the piano going into our fingers. So remember, good body technique and good finger technique is crucial to playing the piano. Tip number 2, ignoring your fingering. Now, if you play beginner songs, it might not matter as much. If you play songs like but once you start playing more difficult songs like then that really starts to matter, especially with the fast transitions. If we don't use proper fingering, we won't be able to keep up. So how do we use proper fingering? Well, one way to check by yourself if you're doing proper fingering is firstly saying, is the playing smooth? Do I feel like my fingers are tangled all the time, like someone's kidnapping me by the legs? Second is playing it fast. Are you able to play that section really quickly, as fast as possible, without anything that's breaking the rhythm in between? If you are, then your finger position is probably good. If you're often getting stuck, like that probably means your fingering position is not ideal. But how do you practice fingering positions? Well, you're gonna have to practice some scales for that one. Tip number 3, using too much pedal. This is how most beginners sound, and maybe how you sound as well. Most beginners use too much pedal because they're trying to cover up the mistakes that they make on the piano. But anyone who knows anything about piano will just think, man, this guy is a complete noob. So we do not want that. What's a better option is for us to play without pedal first and making sure that we're playing each note clearly first. Once we're able to play each note clearly, then we can add in a little bit of pedal to help highlight the sound. Tip number 4, you're playing instead of practicing. A lot of us, once we get a little bit of the song down, we like to just kind of go through it because it sounds good. But there's so many mistakes that we are making that we're just skipping over because we prefer to sound good than to get better. What we want to do is when we're playing, make sure we stop at each individual mistake. Now, mistakes may not just be in note accuracy, it may also be in dynamics and pedaling. an emphasization. What? That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Tip number 5, not recording yourself. It's like when you hear back your own voice recording and you're like, no, I don't sound like that. In person, I sound like I'm a deep, ominous man. But in my recording, I sound like SpongeBob or Winnie the Pooh. Woo! Wahoo! Super Mario, something like that. The truth is, what you hear is different from what other people hear. So you want to make sure you're recording so you can hear back the mistakes that you're making and really focus on watching. Because when you're playing, you're also focused on playing. You're kind of distracted in all your different senses. But if you can watch back a recording, 100% of your focus is on watching that recording and identifying the mistakes that you make. That was 5 beginner piano mistakes that are ruining your piano games. If you want piano advice, piano services, or anything piano, make sure to check out Lowen Piano House, link in my bio.